Page 33 is very similar to page 32. It just reemphasizes what we talked about. So I can write a linear equation given. Remember, a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. And I also want you to remember that form is called slope-intercept form. Why is it called slope-intercept form? Because the slope comes first and then the y-intercept. So slope, y-intercept. So I can write a linear equation given slope and a y-intercept. Well, that's easy enough. If your slope is 1/3, you're going to put 1/3 x. Your y-intercept is -5. We put -5. And then there's your equation. You're done. Alright, so then your verbal description talks about a florist charges $35 for a bouquet of carnations and a $5 delivery fee. Write an equation that represents the situation. For every bouquet that's sold, it's $35, and you're going to get a delivery fee of $5. So you guys remember, I said this in the last video, that y'all are pretty good about writing these kinds of equations. You have 35 for each bouquet of carnations, so that's 35x, and then plus 5 for the delivery fee. Alright, the next thing you have is the graph. I believe this was incorrect on your original notes, so I need you to make sure that you're changing this on yours. You do have a y-intercept of -1. Remember, this is your y-axis. This is your x-axis. It's touching the y-axis at -1. So that's where this came from. So that -1's from here. And you're just plugging it in. Okay, now your slope, you go up 2/5. That's 2/5. We keep talking about this. Your positive and negative slope. This is a line going down from left to right, so this is where the -2 5 came from, and you're just plugging it in. -2 5 x minus 1. Alright, y'all did another one like this not yesterday, on page 32. Kind of to go over this again with y'all. You have x, y. You have mx plus b. You have a slope of -3. -1, 3 is your point. Sorry, I forgot the b. So -1 times -3 is a +3. So what plus 3 is going to give me 3? That's 0. So now we're plugging it into this equation. Y equals m, which was -3x plus b. We don't need that 0, which is why she had y'all write y equals -3x. And then the last one on this problem, I'm going to explain it to y'all like she showed you, but eventually we're going to just use stat on these kind of questions. So we have your x, your y. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room in the middle this time. I have -4 and 8, and -7 and -13. So this is mx plus b. Alright, so the change from here to here, they both stay negative, so it's still -6. So to go from a -4 to a +8 is increasing by 12. Now you have to find the change in y over the change in x to find your slope. So that's just negative 1/2. So now we're just plugging that in. So negative 1/2 times, and it doesn't matter which point you use, you just have to go across. So I could use 8 right here, but it would have to equal 13. Or I can use 4, but I have to use, I'm sorry, I could use negative 4, but I have to use negative 7. So this is negative 1/2 times negative 4 plus b, and that has to equal negative 7. So if I multiply that out, that gives me 2 plus b. So I subtract 2, subtract 2. So b is equal to negative 9. So now we have the two things that we need. Our y equals, our slope is 1/2, and our b is not negative 9, which is what y'all got.